Hey guys, it's Jessica. Sorry about the no makeup and the messed up hair and all that good stuff, but I am really not in the mood to fix my hair and put on makeup. I had a very traumatic experience yesterday. While I was walking, one of my neighbors, who is a guy that has stopped me one time before and talked to me, never said anything out of the way. He's an older man, and he never said anything out of the way to me. He lives on the other end of our road, and yesterday he caught me while I was walking and came out and started talking about it's a beautiful day, isn't it, blah blah blah. And then he started talking to me, and I walked over to him like I did last time, and we started talking about, our kids and our grandkids, and I started talking a little bit about my childhood and how much it sucked, and I was sitting there kind of trying to explain to him what D.I.D is, and sorry I'm shaking, you guys, but I'm still really shaken up. We were sitting there talking about that, and he started talking about that I had nice breasts, and I was like, okay, I need to get away from this guy. One of my alters took over, unfortunately, because I was scared to death, and I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, and he sat there and felt my boobs on the side of the road, just like grabbed them and like was feeling them and saying how firm they were, and I just froze. I couldn't do anything. I mean, it was very traumatic, and I called the police and I told them that, there was a man up there that was stopping women and, trying to take advantage of them, because he offered for me to come in his house and have coffee with him, and then he wanted me to come into his house to see some kind of glass fixtures or something that his wife had collected before she died. And he said he had an old car, and it was nice. It was at his son's house, but he was gonna go get it, and he wanted to take me for a ride in it because I would really like it. And the whole time I'm just trying to sit here and get away from him, and he just keeps talking and trying to get me to come into his house, and just for coffee. He was fixing to go get a biscuit, and I kept telling him, just go get your biscuit, I gotta get home. I got, my 16-year-old watching my 3-year-old, my 4-year-old. And I just did the best I could to get away. He lied to the police and said that he did not touch me. If he did, it was him rubbing up against me accidentally on the way to his mailbox, because he was checking his mail at 9 o'clock. And our mail does not run until at least 11:30, sometimes 10:30, but never 9 o'clock. So he was watching me, and I think he's been watching me for a long time, and he knew when I was coming back by his house, because he was standing behind his house waiting on me so he could start up a conversation. I know what he was doing. I'm not stupid. The only bad thing about it was that I completely froze. I mean, there was nothing I could do except for stand there and keep talking to him and try to get away before, he got me into his house. There was no way I was going into his house, especially after what he did. And he told me to make sure that I came back for coffee. He said, the next time you walk, make sure you come up by here for coffee. Coffee, yeah. I guess what they call it. That's what they call it now. It's coffee, having coffee. But that could have been a very bad situation. It was already a bad situation, but it could have been way worse. I could have had a different altar takeover, and they could have went in his house. You know, I don't know what would have happened if it had been a little. That's why I thank God for all of my altars, especially my older ones, because they do take care of the smaller ones. And in this case, they did. He did fill me up, but, you know, other than that, I got away from him. I didn't go into his house. And before, probably about 3 years ago, I probably would have went, because I was that naive and that stupid, because of my D.I.D. It was just very traumatic. And another thing I wanted to go over with is medication. Medication can be really good for a lot of things. It's really good for depression, anxiety. But you have to understand, once you start taking these medications, you can't just stop. You have to keep taking them, or somehow wean yourself off of them, because they are so strong. And my gynecologist was the first person to give me any type of anxiety medication. Never once told me there were side effects. Never once told me that there was any side effects, like withdrawals when you stop taking them. When I got pregnant with my last baby, Jackson, he told me to just quit taking them. So I thought that's what I was supposed to do. So I just quit taking them, and I could have had a stroke. I could have died. I could have had seizures. I ended up having to go back and take like a quarter of a piece every day while I was pregnant, because I was literally in suicide mode. I was very happy and elated that I was pregnant and I was having another baby, but at the same time I couldn't enjoy the pregnancy, because my anxiety was through the roof. I felt like anything that could go wrong would go wrong. And that's what happens when you stop taking that medication. You go through these withdrawals, and it's absolutely horrible. It's horrific. And I would never want anybody to have to go through that. So I'm just putting that out there. You know, if somebody puts you on medication, have them sit down and explain it to you. Have them sit down and explain to you, or look it up. Google it. Look at the side effects. Look at the withdrawal effects. Make sure you know what you're taking before you take it. Because now I'm stuck. I've been taking these medicines for probably 12 years now. So, there's really nothing I can do to get off of them, except for to try to wean myself off, or go to a place that could help me. And right now, with everything going on, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I think I still need my medication. I don't want to be dependent on pills, but right now I have to be. Other than that, I think that was all I had to say right now. I may be doing another video later. Maybe I'll feel better and put on some makeup so I don't scare you guys so bad. But I will talk to you soon.